Oh, stop it. We're live. I think I just want to check my setup is good. Yes. Yes. I hope my orientation is all right. I had this all figured out before I started. But then things happen when you hit record, things change. So I need to make sure that I am... Let me see. What does that button do? Oh, I don't want that. Give me a hey if you are here. Oh. Oh. Oh, I like that. I like that better. Okay. So it's 3 o'clock and I thought I'd go live with this. I'm going to try and keep it under 10 minutes. Maybe it might go over, but I'm going to try and go as fast as I can. So we're going to resin these 2 puppy pet portraits that I'm doing for somebody. This one I have already prepped and I have taped the edges and protected it. So I'm just going to set that to the side. I still have to trim the edge of this one. So I'm just going to take a simple razor blade and I'm just going to go and cut around this last edge. It did everything else already. So we're going to get that. It's really important to have the sides all trimmed up before putting the tape on so that the tape can stick really tightly to the sides of the canvas, the cradled wood panel. So I think this one's pretty good, and I've already done all the other sides. So I'm just going to set that razor blade to the side. I just wanted to show you that this is a collage that I did. So all the pieces are individual and glued down with a standard glue stick. If you want close-ups, you can see this on my Instagram, and that's at jadyperreecreatives on Instagram. And you can also find me on Etsy, and if you want one, you can find me there. So glue stick, just going to set that aside. And these are just some scrap papers that I have used in creating these collages, and I'm just going to set this to the side. So we have these 2 guys, and what I like to do is take some electrical tape. You can see I've done it to this one already. I'm going to first of all take some electrical tape, just your standard S or CSA, and get it up as close as I can. Now you got to make sure to really press down the sides. Use your fingernail to rub along the edges. And that's just going to prevent any resin that will run down the sides. It's to prevent that from ruining the wood on the side. I like to stain my wood sides. Don't have an example handy. So you really give it a press. And in past videos, you'll have seen in my feed, I've explored a whole bunch of different tape options. I found the electrical tape. Someone mentioned it in a comment, and I do find that it works really well. Then I'm just going to take plain packing tape. You could take any sort of tape. I like a broad tape because it will go past the edge. So I go around all 4 sides, pressing it down. And then, oops, I'm going to hit that camera, I can tell. So I'm just going to put that to the side. Press it down really hard, fold it underneath so that if you get any resin dripping, It doesn't ruin the bottom of your little wood panel. These wood panels are just ordered online. You can get them at your standard, at your craft store. Not Michael's though. They do not carry them in this gallery depth. So I'm really giving it a push. Okay. So the next thing is to make sure that the table is leveled. And you can see that the bubble is in between the two lines. Very important. I just got this at Princess Auto. And then I'm going to take, these are just resin cups. I've used these in the past, or sorry, dental like water cups. They're paper. And like rinse cups or whatever, I get them. I think I got these ones at Dollarama. So we're going to place that there. I'm just going to use 3. Actually, you know, I really think, yeah, I think this is actually going to be okay. And I'm getting my plastic cover ready to go over top, make sure that it fits. I like to take a tiny piece of paper towel and just with a little bit of water, which I happen to have in here, like a little bit of water, I'm just going to pass it over the top of these guys and just try and pick up if there's any dust. And it will air dry by the time I'm done. I just like to see if there's any fuzzes. Also down the side if there's any dust. Little pieces of paper. So we'll put that guy there. So that can go to the side. I like to just double check. Now when it's collage like this, it'll be bumpy anyway. So we're gonna, that's good. Making sure you guys are all still with me. Excellent. And we are centered. Just gonna tuck that cup in. There we go. Now this pour is the first pour. It's important to know that because I have layers and layers and layers of this Yupo paper. So I'm going to have to do 2 or 3 coats of art resin on this because of the height. So this first pour really is just a quick pour. It doesn't even really matter if there's a lot of dust on this, if things fall in it. It's really not a big deal because I'll have to do probably 2 more pours after this to get that really smooth dome. And if I pour this in within 6 to 8, maybe 10 hours, I can keep layering it without doing any sanding at all. And if you want more information on that, you can check out Art Resin at their website because they do a ton of demos on how to use their product. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to talk about gloves. We're going to wear gloves because I don't want to have I don't want to get the resin on my hands. It can cause irritation. Of course, Art Resin is a superior product. I really like it because of its non-toxicity. It's got no VOCs. It doesn't off-gas, that kind of thing. It doesn't leave a bad lingering smell. In this bottle, I just have a little bit of rubbing alcohol and a bit of paper towel to the side for in case I get resin on stuff. So I'm just going to put that over here. My hope is that after I start pouring this, I'm going to take you down and show you from the side, the angle from the side, but I don't have 2 cameras. So you may get a little sickness as I take you down and place it over here. But let's get started with the resin. So I'm going to take a cup. First of all, this is the resin that I use, Art Resin. It's no VOC and it is PBA free. And I get this from a distributor there in Canada. I just order it. You can get it on Amazon or you can direct buy from Art Resin. So this one is the resin. It's 2-part system. And there is, actually, you know what? I'm not going to use this cup. I'm going to put this cup away. I'm going to use these little cups simply because I need 1 ounce and 1 ounce. So I'm going to use these littler cups. So in this one, I've already marked the side. I'm just going to put that to the side, take that off, flip it up. Whoop. So I've already marked the side of this cup. And then I'm going to pour it in. Up to my line. And I'm actually doing a little less than what I think I'm going to need because I'm going to do multi-layers. So it's okay if some of this doesn't get covered 100%. So this was the resin one. I'm just going to set that to the side. And the second part is the hardener. Oh, before I do that, you see I have resin on my hands. I'm just going to take a paper towel and I'm going to take a little bit of my rubbing alcohol because when I open up this next bottle, I don't want this residue on my hands, and then I touch the next bottle and I could potentially contaminate it somehow. I like to make sure that everything is neat and tidy and not sticky. So now for the next one, I'm going to pour this one to the same line. This side, this part is a little bit thinner. Pours a little faster. Just let that drip. And put the lid back on. And again, I just like to give it a little wipe. Okay. Wipe off my fingers. Make sure there's nothing on my, just looking at it from the side to make sure there's nothing there. Now, I've got the two parts and I've got my mixing cup. So the first thing I'm going to do is dump part one. And I will scrape those out, and then I'm going to put in part two. Take my little stir stick. And just clean that out. Give it a little, keep that on my plastic. Now I've put plastic down just to protect my tabletop just from drips. Now there's still a lot in this cup, so I'm glad I waited. I'm going to go back in there and scrape it out because otherwise it'll throw your measurements off if you don't have the whole cup in there, especially if you're transferring from one cup to another. If I was adding just into one cup, if I had a larger cup, then that would be fine. I'm just going to stack those together. Chris? Just talking to my husband. So we're going to stir this. I see something in there already. Good thing I caught that. Get it out. Oop. So you don't want whatever that is. Oop. See? You don't want that in there. That's just something else you're going to have in your resin that you'll have to sand out later. So we're going to stir this for 3 minutes. Chris, give me 3 minutes. Chris is my husband and he gives me my clock. Tells me when my 3 minutes is up. Round and round. Now you don't have to do it super fast or vigorous, but I go around the edges, I scrape the bottom, go around the edges, scrape the edge of your stick, all 4 sides. Scrape, scrape. It's very important that you get whatever's on the side of your stick because you don't want just resin up there or just the hardener because it can leave a gummy spot in your resin later. So scrape the cup now while you're mixing it, but then we don't scrape it later when we're pouring it out onto the product or onto the wood panels. So I'm not going to do all 3 pours, but if you follow me on Instagram, then you'll be able to see the finished results when I post them there. And these are going to transform from these bumpy glued pieces of collage to like a smooth glass. Plus on top of that, it's going to magnify all of the details in there. Just makes it look really, really good. And it protects it forever. It will protect it from yellowing. It will protect it from aging. Really, it helps to preserve the art. And you can sometimes even see how things change. You can see the consistency will change or the color will change. I have a feeling, this is just a secret between you and me, but I have a feeling that this stick had a bit of pearl on it. And I'm now mixing a bit of pearl, like a little bit of pearl. I should explain. Pearl from Pinata. This is silver, but where's the pearl? I think in a past pour, I may have used pearl and used this stick because it looks pearly, which is totally fine. I'm totally okay with that. Sometimes I'll even do like 1 drop of gold or silver in my resin in order to give the resin on top a bit of a glitzy look. So I can tell that it's pretty close to the 3-minute mark just by the consistency of it and the way that it changes. Stir, stir, stir. I think we're going to have this pretty close to under 15 minutes today. Let's see how long it takes me to level out the resin. I'm going to try my best not to let the resin run over the edges, but I have that tape there to protect it just in case. It's just if it doesn't go, thank you. If it doesn't go over the edge, that was the 3 minutes, then it will leave a nice little dome and more of the resin will stay on top rather than running down the sides. So I'm still going to use this. I'm just going to put it in the cup and use it for later just to help myself bring this out. I'm going to drop a little bit on this first one. And I know from experience that that is probably enough to spread over this whole thing. Now, because this is a collage, there's going to be lots of little things that are going to stick up. And don't worry, I didn't forget. I will take you down for the next one. I hope my camera stays up and doesn't tip over. It's looking really good. I'll fuss with that a little bit more. I had way more resin than I thought I would make, but that's fine. Just going to take a little bit, like I would not on a final coat ever touch paper towel or anything because the dust would fall on this, but I don't want to touch my phone and move you if, you know, if I'm having resin on my hands. So I'm just going to take this down. Hopefully this works out. Okay, let's see here. See, I had it lined up earlier today, but of course, now it won't work. Sorry, everybody. My one viewer. Thank you, viewer. No, it won't stay. Stay there. Well. I have a feeling this phone will fall over. How embarrassing. Okay. Maybe that'll do it. Oh, but it's not the angle that I wanted. Okay, that should probably be enough. So just spread the edges. At least now it's down so I can grab the camera and show you what it looks like. Okay. Oh, I feel like this one's gonna run over the edge. Well, there we have it. So, looking pretty good. Got to get over there a little bit more. There's definitely some sparkle happening inside here today. Oh, it looks so good. Just using the light as a tool. Okay, I'm gonna put that to the side. I'll just pick you up and show you. I want to flip this camera. There we go. Let's look at these cuties. So you can see all the bubbles. We're gonna take care of that. I'm looking at it from the side. So I'm gonna probably get away with 2 resin coats. I thought because some of the layers of the collage were so high, I thought I was gonna have to do 3, but I think this actually might work out. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do, hopefully I can do this with one hand. So I've got my trusty torch. I'm gonna turn this sucker on with one hand. Ugh. Oh, look at that. Hang on, I gotta put you down. All right, there we go. Yay! There we go, got it going. We're gonna resin, or we're gonna torch this sucker. Oh, sorry, I had you off camera. All right, look at that. So because I did, sorry, I'll switch hands here. Because I did multi-layers, I'm gonna have bubbles that pop up, like where the edge of this, there's a bit of Yupo paper in the light. You can see right there, there's a little bubble, but that's not, it's actually a piece of paper that's sticking up. And then I'm taking my time because I know I have to do another coat here anyway, so I would cover this right away otherwise. Yeah, like these guys, these are just pieces of paper that are still sticking up, so I'm definitely gonna have to do another coat. And I'll wait a few minutes and then I will pop the bubbles one more time, maybe even 3 or 4 times, just as things pop up. So yeah, these guys look pretty phenomenal. I freaking love them. And I just decided I like doing them. I'm gonna post them on Instagram and on Etsy. So if you have a pet that you love, let me know. All I need is a photo and I can create these for you. So thanks for watching. Ooh, we're at 24 minutes. I gotta go. Way longer than I wanted to. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on my Instagram. And you can, if you like this video, subscribe. I'm going to do more this year than I did last year. So subscribe and ding, hit the bell, ring that bell, smash the bell, and subscribe, and I will be posting more. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.